So, yesterday I promised to record a video each day for the next week until Thursday, and technically it's Saturday already, but I've been working all day and just practicing before work and after work, so just been working on those three things, and I'm just recording my thoughts. So after practicing them, um, I don't really get frustrated, but it's always that latent learning going on. Things will start showing up, improvement will start showing up a few days after you practice them, and it's important to give the mind a rest, to let everything you're practicing set in. Regardless, I still keep practicing. I don't stop and let things set in, but they do anyway eventually. And I think you still have to keep practicing hard in order to improve. But there are periods where I'll stop, not stop playing, but I'll play less. And what I notice is when I come back, I play better initially, but then after a while, it gets stagnant. But if I keep the momentum going, then I never really hit plateaus. If I just keep working hard. But if I practice an hour a day, I'll hit a plateau. But if I practice 3 to 4, then I notice that the momentum keeps going because I just keep working on things. And the next day, basically when you improve faster, you get this momentum going. But when you practice an hour a day, I think that only results in minimal improvement at all. To make leaps and bounds, you really have to put in 2, 3, 4 hours. Of course, efficiency has a lot to do with it, and 1 hour or even 5 minutes of efficient practice is worth more than 10 hours of endless noodling or no thought in practice. When I practice, I'm constantly reassessing what I'm doing, not in a negative light, but in a problem-solving light. Think of it as in playing chess. When you're playing chess, you're not saying, oh, this move's bad, in an emotional sense, or getting frustrated. You're saying it's not the best option. And it's that mindset when I'm playing, for instance. This harp's kind of okay. As you can see, it's very leaky. I'm trying to play quiet, but when I started playing that overblow, and I think it definitely helps to play on a crappy harp because your technique matters a lot. And if you have good technique, you can play. So, for instance, when I was playing that little lick, little riff, going. I'm tongue blocking it. The overblow everything. I used to put this extra pressure because I thought it was the harp. I thought, this is a bad harp. I need to put extra air pressure. But what I really need to do is make a smaller movement in my mouth. It's the tiniest movement, and there should be no tension anywhere. It should just be a simple do, where the tongue shifts. I don't need to put extra pressure on the lips. I don't need to push the tongue harder against the harp. I used to do this. But now I go. course, there's that delay, because yeah, the harp doesn't play the best, but if it doesn't play the best, you shouldn't force your technique, because that's where bad habits come in. So I'm simply just waiting until my good harps come, so that I'll be able to get what I hear, and be able to keep good technique. So that's just one example of what I've been practicing, and that's another key reason to practice one thing at a time, over and over and over, is that you're learning not just that one riff, but you're learning timing, you're learning phrasing, you're learning tone, rhythm, and especially technique. You're learning, what am I doing to make this efficient, and that translates to everything. And I noticed I was just riffing a little bit, after playing that one thing. That it's becoming a little quicker, almost second nature, and hopefully by Thursday everything will be here. I'll play the other riffs. I have to do it quiet. See, the notes don't sound if I don't put enough pressure, and that's another thing, is on the bad harp I'm noticing that my technique is still getting better. I'm using the same breath pressure, and on a good harp I should be able to. For instance, on this Seidel, I'm able to use the same breath pressure, and it sounds the notes. And I assume on a custom harp, it'll be even across the board. This is very uneven. And I stopped and I analyzed. I said I shouldn't be putting extra pressure on that, because I shouldn't have to. So that's just one thing I'm constantly reassessing. Am I doing this right? And am I doing this wrong? Down to the littlest detail. And if you do 1 hour of that, 5 minutes of that, you're going to improve. And if you do 3, 4, 5 hours of that, you're going to get way better. So, of course, it takes a lot of concentration. It's very tiring. As you can see, I'm dead. So the other riff is. I haven't practiced that as much, but even after a day, 2 days of doing this, it's starting to become the thought process of, okay, this note, then this note goes away, and then it just becomes efficiency. How am I going to get this to become a part of me? And when you do that, it does. For instance, when I was riffing on it, I noticed that just parts of the riff were coming out of me, and opening up new ideas. I was going. I'm trying to play really quiet, but yeah, you get the point. And I'm glad I uploaded a video. Time's up.